Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, the latest raid is finally available in WoW, and we will have all the details as Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thanks for joining us from all around the Blizzard universe. My name is Pat Crane, and I'm your host of the show. As always, from the Battlenet News bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today is June 20th, 2017, and it's not just me here. No, the players are also here. First up, from Lords of the Storm, a podcast about Heroes of the Storm, it's Gizmo!
I am Gizmo.
I am Gizmo. Yes. Welcome. And,
thank you, sir.
I'm saying to Dan from last week, I'm saying it's over. We're going back.
I completely forgot about that.
We're going back to the high voices, I guess. So sorry about that. And we have a couple of new friends with us as well. From the Lagging Balls podcast, which is a community podcast about World of Warcraft and other Blizzard games. We have, first up, we'll go to Thorn. Hello, Thorn.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
And thank you. I'm Thorn.
I am Thorn. Yes. And also, from that same show, is Thyst. Welcome.
Hi, I am the Bat.
We were doing some Batman before the show, some Christian Bale Batman before the show. So of course, yep, that all kind of leaks over.
Dan will love that. They're all low voices.
Thanks,
Dan.
This
one's for you, Dan.
This one's for you.
Dan's game.
That's right. Well, welcome everybody, and welcome Twitch chat, and welcome everybody out there to the show. We've got a lot going on today because a lot of stuff actually dropped. But as always, we kind of talk about what we did in the last, let's say week or so, and in all of the different Blizzard games. And because we have guests, I'm going to let the guests go first. This, we'll start with you. What have you been up to recently? What do you normally play?
Mostly World of Warcraft, for sure.
Yeah. But
lately I've been getting into the HOTS. Like I've kind of been into HOTS, but I've been getting more into it, and just it's funny because I play ranged DPS, and I have been playing ranged DPS for years. But I tried Li Ming in HOTS, and it's like the ranged DPS positioning, like shooting and running and shooting and standing far away, really translates. So it's kind of cool.
Right.
So if you're a WoW player and you want to get into HOTS, some of that can translate. So.
Well, yeah, and I think that HOTS 2.0 right now is just so fabulous with the way that they have their loot structured and everything like that. So you're always like getting stuff,
Yeah.
So it helps. It helps.
Absolutely.
Can she take John's place because she said she likes HOTS? So
Why?
Sorry, John. I like her.
Not
more
everybody
as a
has to like HOTS on the show, and John definitely does not. But he will play it to get the loot. For Overwatch.
Yeah, I'll get him one day. I'm still not giving up on him.
Very cool. Well, Thorn, how about you? What have you been up to, bud?
We're gearing up for Tomb of Sargeras, so I know we'll probably swing around to that a little bit later, but in preparation for that, I was leveling an alt to raid instead. I was on a Shadow Priest leading up to this, and I'm switching to Demon Hunter Havoc. So it was all about re-gearing that, getting him caught up. I had my first legendary drop just yesterday, just in time to not be the elevated eye level, which is
sure
a blessing and a curse, but great at the same time.
Right.
And then just being really hyped about Heroes in Overwatch. I don't have enough hours in the day right now, and it's a great place to be as a Blizzard fan. So
it really is. So you went from Shadow Priest to Demon Hunter
Yep.
because Shadow Priest is just a bunch of jerks. They're just jerks, and you're done with them.
No, not at all. I actually really love it. I like the playstyle and everything like that, but they were due for some rumored nerfs, and they weren't. It wasn't really keeping up as well as we'd like. So my raid lead was talking about it, and I was happy to switch.
So when you guys play, how hard do you guys play? I mean, what kind of level do you guys play at?
Pat, we go hard.
We go real hard.
Hardcore.
Like in real life and in game too.
Right.
That's not true though. No, that's not true at all. I lied. But our guild, we have a raid team and we raid like 6 hours a week. And we got heroic Nighthold on farm pretty quick.
Awesome.
So we're super like positioned to go into Tomb of Sargeras, probably better than we've ever been for any raid. So we're really stoked about this.
Awesome.
Yep.
Probably you've definitely got better gear than me, that's for sure. So Gizmo, let's catch up with you. What's going on with you lately?
Like I mentioned last week, I have gotten back into the streaming. So I've been streaming a lot of Heroes.
Yeah.
Which is good because it's getting me into Heroes even more than I was already in Heroes. And with 7.2.5 back out, I have made a decision. I did today. I am going back to Gizmo Zord and
Nice.
Bernard. It's back
Going
to the
back
Hunter.
to your Hunter. Wow. Look out. So what spec are you going to play? Are you going to play Beastmaster or what? Marks?
I'll probably do Beastmaster just because I gotta have Bernard with me.
Right.
It's one of the reasons I went back.
I think you can have a pet and play Marks as well. So you might be able to switch. Although I'm not sure that it's the best thing for you. I don't know.
All I know is Bernard is the best. That's why I named him Bernard, because it's the best name.
I haven't.
So
it is. I haven't
I want to see the research on this.
I haven't played Survival. I haven't played My Hunter since the beginning of the expansion, but I was playing Survival when I did. And now that 7.2.5 is here with the heirloom changes that happened, because now you can upgrade your heirlooms to go up to level 110. I'm thinking that it's time to bust out all of the alts, like all of them. Mm-hmm. And I went through and I bought the upgrades for all my tanky plate, because I always like having some tanks going out first into the world. Then I'll follow up with something that has pets, so those pets can tank the things. And then I'll go, do I want to play a mage? No. I'll put the mage in the bin.
I'm just saying.
That's why I did a mage first this expansion. Yeah. So it's like I'm done with it. It's like I don't have to touch it anymore.
Though.
Right.
Mages are the best.
How do you like your class mount? How's that sweet fidget spinner treating you?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Let me
Sore spot.
A while ago, I got this really great prestige unicorn, and it's just been great. So.
Right.
Yeah, using that.
That thing is pretty dope.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah. So let's just pretend that's the mage mount.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Got a basket of skulls on the back. I'm down with it.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, you do a lot of PvP, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just this expansion, though.
Really?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's.
What did you do? How long have you been playing WoW?
I'm a vanilla player.
Okay.
Let me just say that.
All right.
We
had to get that out in the first. We had to get that out right away in the first 5 minutes of the show. So what was your experience with PvP after playing PvE all these years?
It was just as a strict PvE player, I wasn't used to the emotions that I would get when I was PvPing. It would make me angry and tilted and salty and sweaty and question my own life and choices and past and future. But anyway, but then I started playing Overwatch because it was fun and it was a Blizzard game. And I kind of like got used to relaxing in the moment and just, trying to, because I've just been playing WoW this whole time, like for years.
Sure.
And so when I switched over to an FPS, it sort of conditioned me. And then so when I'm trying the PvP, and I had to try it because of the unicorn mount, of course, I had like this clarity that I didn't have before. And that's another way that Blizzard games translate between each other. They teach you things emotionally. I don't know. This is getting way too deep. I'm sorry. Yeah, PvP is great. It's so great. And I love killing people. I love inconveniencing people. It makes my day.
Right. It is pretty great. So do you normally are you doing arena? Are you doing mostly battlegrounds? What?
Definitely BGs and all of the PvP world quests every day.
Cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm prestige 5 now, and it's just once you get used to it, then you start feeling good about it, and once you start feeling good about it, then you start enjoying yourself because you're getting better. So,
well, and you just and playing from that relaxed state. I mean, it's just kind of a nice place to be. No matter what you're playing, whether you're playing PvE or PvP, it doesn't matter. So yeah.
When I used to PvP, my hands would shake and I'd get all.
That's the way
heart would be pumping.
That's the way I play every game.
Just white knuckling it.
Just the entire
You're playing
time.
Candy Crush.
Oh, Candy Crush is the worst. Are you kidding me?
Throwing your phone across the room.
Candy Crush.
Don't look at me.
That's a Blizzard. That's a Blizzard game now, right? It's Activision Blizzard.
Kinda.
So
yeah.
Oh man, yeah. No, I do know what you're talking about though. That's cool. That's awesome. That's great.
I just find it ironic that it was nothing but a beautiful unicorn that brought her to killing people.
Sometimes that's all it takes. I know plenty of players that love like unicorn stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Like that little rainbow shooter that I see all the time. I don't have one, but
you
the
don't?
toy.
You
I don't think I have
it.
that. I don't think
So
I have
easy.
that. I may have that. I'm not sure. But everybody else seems to have it, and when they fire it off, it's like you can see everybody just point to it and go, ah, you know. The heavens come down. That's the way it is.
But Blizz really has it. It's like, how are we going to get people to do things? Here's a mount, and then people are like, I have to do it.
Right. Here's a mount. Here's a new skin. Here's some cool transmog. Here's some whatever it is. Yeah. Some really cool stuff. Yeah, always have
no matter what.
Yep. Hey, I've got a little bit of stuff to talk about before we get to the news part of the news. And that is this. The CTR party. I want to just catch you guys up on the CTR party Kickstarter. We launched a few weeks back, and at present we are fully funded.
Congratulations!
So, yay! So we will actually be having a party this year, which is really great. And now that we know that it's going to happen, now we can go for the stretch goals, and the stretch goals are pretty cool. The next stretch goal, the first stretch goal, is to make sure that we have a large green screen photo booth area for you and your raid team. So like everybody can pile in and you can get as many people in there as possible, and then we can put a cool backdrop in there for you guys, and you can go and have fun with that. And then down the road, the next stretch goal is for everybody at the party to get a bunch of free stuff, and then everybody who backed the thing also gets a thing. They get a pin. So everybody gets a pin, collectible pin, exclusive to the thing, and then I don't know. We have more, but I'll just tell you about
a lot
those
of
two.
stretch goals. They're great stretch goals.
So they're cool.
You can't skip over the next one. People need to know that the 20,000 one is Pat. It's you in a kilt.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll make
my money.
We'll make everything better. Of course, we'll make everything better. We'll make the prizes better. We'll make the.
At what level do we put you in the kilt in a dunk tank?
I think that's. I think. Well, first of all, we got to clear that with the hotel.
Look, my friend. Whatever stretch goal you're talking about,
and then we'll talk about that, and then we'll need to pay for the insurance, and then we'll need to blah. So I don't know. I don't know if the Hilton will have us do that, but they said the kilt is okay. So I've
Nice.
said, all right,
Yeah.
put that at 20K, and then, but we'll also make everything else better as well along the way. So, but we are fully funded, so now we're going for those stretch goals, all important stretch goals, and be sure to check out all this month, because the rest of this month and the beginning of July, we will be doing a bunch of streams along the way to entice you to donate to the cause. And don't forget, we have those fabulous T-shirts. We also have the adult style coloring book. Not the adult-themed coloring book, the adult-style coloring book.
Important distinction.
Right. And those are by all of your favorite community artists like Fabelina and Zoe Zazu and Scott Johnson. And, I mean, we have, I think we're looking at like a dozen plus artists on the coloring book alone. And it's just really cool. I've seen a bunch of the art, and it looks awesome. So I'm happy to promote that for sure. I think that everybody wants one.
I want one.
Pretty sure.
I want one.
All right. Well, enough of that. Let's go on to the news. The news. Normally we start with WoW.
Okay.
We're not going to start with WoW. I want to actually start with Twitch, because Twitch and Blizzard signed a deal recently. It's hot off the presses. It's breaking news, right, Gizmo?
Deal for third-party live streaming rights to some of Blizzard's biggest esport events, including Heroes of the Storm Global Championship, StarCraft 2 World Championship Series, Hearthstone Championship Tour, and World of Warcraft Arena Championship, as well as the Overwatch Apex League and the Overwatch Premier Series.
So what does that mean? I mean, we're obviously gonna watch it on Twitch and not on Facebook.
Yes.
Which hold on a sec. I need that, right?
Thank goodness.
I mean, I think all the purists out there are thanking that deal for going through.
Mm-hmm.
What else does that mean? I mean, so basically all these big events are going to be coming to Twitch, right?
Yes. They will still, they'll be allowed to, it's not exclusive in the fact that it's not the only place you can watch it. There'll probably be, you can probably watch it on Blizzard's specific pages for those games as well. But it also means with Twitch Prime and stuff that's been going on, Blizzard's trying to get in on the action. If you guys have been with Amazon Prime or subscribed to Twitch Prime, you've probably noticed that they do different giveaways for games. I think it's like once a month or once every few weeks. And Blizzard's going to hop in right now, actually. You get a golden loot box in Overwatch.
Oh,
and
and you opened yours.
I did.
What'd you get?
I got baby Hanzo.
You got baby Hanzo?
Baby Hanzo. No, young Hanzo.
No, we want to get.
It's okay.
And we were talking about this before the show. We want to get all the baby. We want to get baby skins for all the people.
Gotta have baby skins.
What would baby Roadhog look like? Oh, he's so cute and so ugly at the same time.
You wouldn't have any tattoos, though.
No.
Oh, they'd be the water applied tattoos.
Yeah.
Water application tattoos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Temporary tattoos.
You'd be like holding a rattle and you'd like throw it at people.
That would be absolutely adorable.
Yeah.
We just spend the whole rest of the show going through how everybody's going to look adorable. And
instead of a gas mask, he's got a pacifier. And instead of
oh my god, it's like pig shaped. Oh god,
I feel like there's a lot of fan art about this already because of all the dadisms in Overwatch.
Yes, so weird.
Jeff, if you're watching, because I know that you are, please, baby skins.
Yeah, baby skins, especially for Soldier 76 because he's I don't know. You'd have to change his lines to be something other than "Get off my lawn."
He's got "I'm not your father." He has that now, the most recent patch.
That would be adorable. Yeah. That would be the most adorable blaze of glory ever.
So, I'd like to see baby gremlin D.Va.
Yeah, they
Wow.
need a Gremlin D.Va tie-in somehow.
Just short and squat,
Yeah,
pounding Doritos and Mountain Dew.
That'd be
like
good.
me as a baby.
So anyway, getting back to the story. So that's pretty cool. So, and this is a 2-year deal, is that right?
Yes.
With those guys? And so we're going to be seeing a lot of in-game loot in Overwatch, Heroes, Hearthstone, all that kind of jazz. And anything else that we are aware of at this point?
I don't think that we're aware of right now. It's worth mentioning these prizes are a little different than what some of the other games are. Typically, it's like just specific gear, like Twitch themed gear. This is still going to be random stuff. This Overwatch crate, it's just guaranteed a legendary item. So I imagine in Hearthstone, maybe we'll get a card pack or a card back. Same thing with Heroes of the Storm, maybe a crate. But if you guys haven't checked out the Twitch Prime, this isn't the only like cool thing about it. It also allows you to subscribe to a streamer's channel once a month for free. And by free, I mean
You've already
Twitch Prime.
You've already paid it.
Yes,
you've already paid it, so it's fine. It's
through your Amazon Prime account. So it's worth checking out, and you can get some really cool stuff.
Very cool.
That was awesome.
Look, they're going to start delivering by drone. Come on.
Yeah.
Are they gonna deliver the games by drone? Is that it? If you aren't playing one of those games and you order it for some reason, it will bring it by drone and then it'll just dump it off on your.
That'd be great.
Could happen.
Instead of
digitally,
digitally, which would be so much easier. Right.
So if this is non-exclusive, does that mean that perhaps Blizzard might be thinking about starting their own like streaming channel? Because like I know that they can do it, but like maybe something like the BlizzCon e-ticket, like because you know how they stream their own stuff during BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be like that.
Right.
Could that be?
Well, and I mean they have the eSports wing of Activision Blizzard out there, right? I mean, we know that it's out there doing things. We haven't really seen what it's come up with as far as its own entity at all, its own platform or anything. And so, I mean, there's always going to be room for that, right? There has to be. But until they actually have something, I think that Twitch is a great alternative to whatever they do. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, that's how they do their Q&As and all the esports so far. So
right.
Yeah.
Lots of viewers on Twitch. That's for sure. That's where the gamers are, man.
Yep.
That's where
I think we were all a little surprised by Facebook, honestly.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be awesome. It just turns out it wasn't.
It was it was a failed experiment.
Sure. I mean, and it was definitely a company-wide experiment. I mean, remember the Heroes of the Storm first anniversary? You got a special logo, a special hero portrait that you could use with a big thumbs up on it for Facebook.
Right.
Which I use all the time, I swear.
And Heroes of the Dorm.
Yep.
Super successful on Facebook.
Did they ever come out with numbers for that?
Yeah, Pat, they actually did. And I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was way, way overinflated because apparently I remember reading how Facebook tracks a view is somebody scrolled past it on their timeline.
Ouch.
So it was way overinflated.
Watching their kids, I'm sure.
Wow. Wow.
That's
then they just promoted the hell out of it and just, everybody had it in their feed and there you go.
Yeah. I think they also had like actual concurrent views of people spending time watching it, and that those numbers were very low. I think the most I ever saw when I was watching was like between 700 and 800. I think it might have gotten up to like 1.5 to 2,000 during the finals or something like that. But yeah, nothing great.
So this is a better deal.
I feel like the experiment makes sense though. From a business perspective, it just seems on the surface totally guessing, having no insight to this whatsoever. It makes sense that you would broaden your audience like crazy by going into something like Facebook. And so I think they made their foray. I wonder if this might be the indication that it wasn't working out and they may be looking elsewhere.
Well, from a quality standpoint, the video just was not great. I mean, for Heroes,
Nope.
it was passable, but I mean, if you're going to make the jump into other games, especially something like Overwatch, something as twitchy as that, I mean, you just can't. You can't do it.
Twitchy.
Yeah, just needs to be on Twitch.
I see what I did there. Wait, what? Right. Speaking of other Blizzard games, Destiny 2. Apparently, now that that's going to be on the launcher, it's actually Activision, but it's going to be on the launcher, and now apparently they're also going to be going for cross-game items as well. Let's see, Thyst. Did you see this? Did you read about this? Can
I did.
You describe it a little bit?
So it's just like when, for example, Overwatch came out and we got a baby Winston in World of Warcraft. I think these crossovers is a cool non-committal way to just sort of like integrate games and to introduce people like gently to other games, in a way that people love, which is loot, which we already covered.
Right.
So
yeah. Now everybody can have their own ghost following them in WoW or something like that.
Yeah. And like personally, I've never played Destiny. I've never been interested in it just because Blizz is life. But if Blizz says that this game is good enough to be on their launcher and good enough to be integrated into their other games, like I'm obviously going to try it. But isn't it going to be weird when there's a non-Blizz game like merging with Blizz games? Like, is that going to be weird? Is that a feeling that we're going to have? Or?
I have a feeling there's a bunch of weird coming up, and we're actually going to be talking about some of it a little bit later as well.
Nice.
But I mean, I just think that there is, we're at a point now where Activision is seeing the benefits to having be on the Blizzard launcher, right? So it's going to be the Battlenet launcher, and I think we're going to see more games come onto that, especially with all of the different little. I mean, there's a new project out there, and then there's this other little thing out there. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for all these games to come into the launcher already. Just do it. So
it's tough. What a great problem to have, though.
Yeah,
it really is. So many games, so little time. All right. Anything else on that stuff? I mean, that's just kind of like this quick little thing about Destiny 2 coming in, but it's still very cool. So let's talk about World of Warcraft.
A clever strategy.
Now, this week, we finally see the Tomb of Sargeras. Nope, not small applause. Big applause. That's what I wanted. Hit the wrong button for a second. Not a problem. And Thyst, I know that you were in the raid before the show.
I was.
And so was I. What did you think? How far did you get? What did you do? How long were you in there? All that kind of good stuff.
Maybe less than an hour. I didn't have a lot of time. We don't raid on Tuesdays, so I grabbed some willing guildies and we pugged a group. But we got to the second boss and we got him to like 1%. It doesn't seem super difficult, but it's involved.
It is. There's this whole up-down thing where you have to like figure out where things go and it's I mean, for a second boss, it's pretty amazingly involved.
Yeah. They're not messing around. Like it seems that Tomb of Sargeras, there's a lot of like map-oriented fights. I mean, I haven't done everything yet, but sorry, my cat's meowing.
That's right.
But yeah, it's just it seems like there's going to be a lot of placement. There's going to be a lot of like botanist style fights that I'm not looking forward to as a ranged DPS who had DPS loss when I move, and complain about moving is also DPS loss. But
sure.
But it's beautiful going into it. It's gorgeous. It looks like Cathedral plus Fel equals this raid, and
right.
The first boss is it's normal, you just hide behind pillars, and
I think even for a first boss though, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not just your normal tank and spank. I mean, because you're bowling for bosses. I think that's what I'm calling it.
He's setting up the pins.
Yep, he sets up the pins, then knocks them all down, and you have to figure out exactly how to stay alive, and that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
We went in today, and it was a total pug group of like 25 people, something like that. I think we had like 4 healers when we first started, and like, okay, let's just do this thing, and we got them down on the first try. The first boss, and it was but it was by the hair, but like, you know, a hair's width. I mean, we were struggling. The tanks were gone, 2 of the healers were dead, and had just bodies piling up, and finally I think it was probably a mage that saved the day.
Most likely.
Who knows?
I
badmouthed mages earlier. I gotta say that they saved the day.
Thank you. Okay, I like you again. It's fine. Probably blink healed and did a one shot. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really stoked about this. I've been looking at all the boss fights, and it's just all of the content so far in Legion has been so fulfilling, and it literally seems this way already for Tomb of Sargeras. So, yeah. And I feel like, do you feel sad that you're not going to Nighthold anymore? Because I feel that, and I've never felt that way about leaving a raid. Because, you know, by the end of it, you're just like, yeah, okay, I did it. I was there for months.
So why are you sad about not going back to Nighthold anymore?
Because it was fun, and the fights were engaging and beautiful and unique and unprecedented, like adjectives.
Sure.
But I think it's the first raid in a really long time that I didn't get tired of, just because everything was so enjoyable, and the difficulty of heroic was just difficult enough. And I don't know if this is like based on like our raid team in particular and our performance, but it just seemed like the best raid so far ever, in my opinion.
Well, cool. Yeah, I would think that, but I think what ended up happening was that I got really busy, and so then I was like, I don't have time for it anymore.
Yeah, IRL is also a DPS loss.
Yeah. So there, but yeah, I agree that there were a lot of really engaging fights in that. I think that this one, at least the first 3 bosses that I saw, ups that by a little bit. I mean, just kind of takes it up a notch. And that is a good thing, I think,
definitely,
in general.
Yeah.
And
I'm so stoked to get in there tomorrow with my raid team, because I know we're just gonna go in there and show them what's up.
I'm so stoked too, because my super casual raid team is gonna go in there and go, this first boss is really tough, you know.
Involved.
I don't know. We've got a bunch of numbskulls on my team. They're lovely though.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
They're good.
As long as you're having fun.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that second boss really is kind of tricky. So make sure to watch out exactly what you need to do. There's a special action button, and then you have to figure out how to survive on the inside of that deal. I know that several people were getting killed while they were away from the action. So it's possible.
Our tank suggested maybe having a third tank.
Mm-hmm.
Just because sometimes both tanks are in the special room, and sometimes both are out of the special room, and yeah, it just helps.
The special room.
Yeah, the special room.
With air quotes, special room. We were in the special room together.
Pat, I said I'd be good on this show. You're not making it easy. Please.
I'm not.
I'm still thinking about you in a kilt, and it's just really hard.
So anything else on the raid? I mean, Thorn, I know that you've probably been watching the vids and all that kind of stuff. Have you got your strats all lined up for all the different bosses?
Absolutely not. But I'm excited to.
What?
I want to be honest.
Yeah.
I will have the strats down for the first 3 bosses, so I'm prepared for tomorrow's initial raid with our team. But if I had my way, I wouldn't prepare at all, and I would instead go in and see exactly what they do and die a bunch to figure it out, because I feel like I have an interest in that and figuring it out and seeing it for the first time, and that's just not realistic really for a raid team and being successful out the gate. But if I had my way, I would absolutely not research anything and find out as we go.
Good thing you're not raid lead.
I do.
That's the reason why.
I do find it a little disheartening that when because I'm a kind of a fan of raiding in general, and I am a fan of the Race to World First. I really like seeing those guys kind of defeat these bosses and how long it takes them and what kind of struggles they go through and the successes that they have. And I know that by the time that Mythic hits next week, well, actually, even today, it doesn't even matter. Today, they already know all these bosses because they've been on the PTR, playing these different bosses throughout the development process, and that kind of bugs me in a way, not greatly or anything like that, but it's just kind of like one of those things. Like, oh man, I want people to come up with their own strats and like have to do it like the week before and say, okay, what are we doing here, guys? What's going to be? I mean, everybody comes up with their own little thing, right? But most of the strats are already kind of knocked out for them. The general strats, anyway. So I don't know. But nevertheless, Mythic does start next week, and so be looking forward to that as well. And we have more WoW news today than we've had in a while, so we should probably get to it. One of our good friends of the show, and if you're down with PvP, and
you know me.
Right.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm going to play it.
You're down with PvP. Yeah, you know me. You're down with PvP. Yeah, you know me. You're down with PvP. Yeah, you know me. Who's down with PvP?
How could you not play it after that kind of intro? But Brian Holinka, he is leaving WoW. But don't worry, he's not leaving Blizzard. He is actually going on to an undisclosed project.
Yeah.
The PvP,
he's going,
the PvP guy is going to not be a part of WoW, and we don't know what it is.
Yeah. He's going to hang out with, Dustin Browder and Ian Hazacostas. And
Perhaps he's looking to tighten his boots.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's Titan 2.0. It's Titan 2.0 all over again.
I like it.
And so tied to this, there have been a lot of job postings over at Blizzard, and one of the key phrases in that job post or in those job posts is first person. Something first person, something, whatever it is.
Interesting.
And why wouldn't Blizz want to do another FPS?
Not what I would think they'd do next, honestly.
Right. But I mean, what would you do with the first person? I mean, something. Any ideas, guys?
What I'm wondering if it's going to be like a new franchise like Overwatch, or if it's going to be like maybe like a first person WoW kind of thing, or a first person Diablo kind of thing. Like, are they going to just bring it back to Blizz, or are they going to come up with something new, or like, I don't know. Because they've done both things now, like new franchise,
make it
new
into
genre.
Diablo 2 or Diablo 4 is, whatever. The new thing.
I mean,
my first thought is yes, a new IP, but then part of me is thinking, what if they were trying to get into virtual reality? But I don't know if they're looking for a lead software engineer with first to work in first person, build a first person engine. I don't know if that is VR is like compatible with just a first person engine, or if it needs its own engine. I'm not a designer. I don't know.
First person dating simulator confirmed.
Yeah. WoW dating. There it is.
WoW dating. Didn't we have that a few years ago? Wasn't there a WoW dating site or something like that?
There was.
Yeah.
You could quest with somebody special. I don't.
How do you think I met Gizmo?
How did?
Aw, that's so sweet.
That
was I not supposed to say that on the show?
Well, it's fine.
Yeah, we're not supposed to say we met on the internet.
Only freaks on the internet.
Right.
He swiped left, and it's only been nothing but right ever since.
Yep.
Wow.
You guys.
That's so sweet. So sweet. I don't know where to go from there.
I don't know what.
The wheels are turning in my head, and I want to talk, but I'm not going to. But I'm trying. I'm just glad that Daddy Holinka is staying within the Blizzard family, and we don't have to say goodbye to him like we did Chris Metzen. Like that was.
I like that cat. I mean, I know that Brian got a lot of flack from a lot of people, and probably still does to this day, for everything he's ever done in his entire life, especially the last 5 years working for Blizzard. He has gotten a lot of flack for PvP. However, I will say this. I think that PvP right now in WoW, regardless of balance, because I don't PvP enough to know what the balance issues are, but I think that PvP in general is so much more accessible now, especially with the brawls, especially with all that, the fun stuff that they brought into PvP, that is stellar. And so that type of stuff has really helped bring more people in. And I think that that's awesome. So
I'm proof.
Yep.
Literally no PvP since vanilla until this expansion. And it's been fun. And the brawls, oh my God, every single one has like completely blown my expectations out of the water. Like they've just been too fun. Like you go in and you win, you get the chest, you get the AP, it's great, but then you want to keep doing it. And I'm bugging my friends who don't PvP to come in with me just so they can see how much fun it is.
Right.
Like the last one, packed house, 15 against 15.
Dude,
hilarious.
that was stupid. And then they see the resto druid, and then they go, "Hey, you're dead."
You are dead.
So
maybe the resto druid should get good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Saying.
I mean, that's possible.
Shots fired.
That's possible.
I'm fired up here.
I go in there and I know I'm the weak link. So I'm totally cool with it. I'm totally fine with it.
Maybe it was my fault and I apologize.
Nah, probably not. Probably not. Let's see, what else do we have for this? Mythic Plus scaling. What's going on with this, Giz?
Indeed. So they tweeted, and then they sent a clarification tweet, which was actually, I think, more confusing than the initial tweet, but I think I understand it. Okay, so right now, plus 10 is the highest you can go Mythic Plus. However, next week when Tomb of Sargeras comes out, that cap is going to be raised to plus 15, and you'll be able to get better weekly caches. So they're just increasing the difficulty on it. That's what you need to know. Don't read the tweets because it will confuse you.
Right. And so not much there. It's going up. Everybody's like, oh, we're so sick of plus 10s. I mean, we're done with them. Why do we have to run those? They're too easy. So now you get plus 15. And
which means you need to do a plus 15 this week to get it next week, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I think
we can do it.
There's your takeaway.
So
do a plus 15 this week in preparation for that.
Sure.
You should be doing them anyway.
Right. You should be doing all the pluses of everything. Yep. Or something.
Just each one in succession.
Right. Exactly. All right. I think I might. So there was one other thing that I want to bring up in WoW, and that's this. Apparently, there may be a way to level to 110 using only the mobile app. And I'm not gonna say that this is what people should do, because I really suggest playing the game, because that's the game part of the game. But apparently, if you get your alt to level 100, do the order hall stuff, and then you farm Blood of Sargeras on your main, then you can go and you can trade it all for order resources, and then you send all those to your alt, and then you just keep on doing all the quests, right? With your guys. And that's it.
So, that sounds horrible.
That sounds like a really bad time.
Well, they say it takes longer than actually leveling up in game. So I guess this could be cool for like if you are wanting to level up like a lot of alts, like be playing one and then while you're playing, start leveling some others up. what I find surprising is they're saying it only takes about 10,000 order hall resources to level up from 100 to 110. Which I feel like that doesn't
seem like enough.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'll test this out, but probably not, because that sounds a lot like a lot of shipyard stuff.
I know it really does sound shipyardy, and I can't go back. I don't want to go back to the garrison, dude. You're absolutely right. I don't know.
But if you don't have time to level up your alts, but you do have a lot of time spent during the day on your phone at work, couldn't this be like another way to level up an alt? Or just to get one going at least? I mean, it's definitely not the best way at all. It does sound like it sucks, but I mean, some people just don't have time for alts, and this could be a really slow, horrible alternative to that.
This could be the slow, painful death to WoW. Really, when you look at it,
it's the gateway drug to altaholicism.
Yes,
or the gateway drug to never playing your tune again. Because you're like, I already got to 110. It's totally easy. Now. It's easy.
I want to play Holinka's dating game.
Yes.
Right. And I think that'll do for Warcraft for this week. But there are a lot of new things going on for 7.2.5, so make sure to check out like the Wowhead guide, and they have a guide for everything. They have a guide for the guides. And so you can find all of the information on 7.2.5 on Wowhead and MMO Champion and all those kinds of places to figure out exactly what's going on for you. But there is a bunch of stuff. And now with the raid out, now we have some direction and we know the place that we're going to go. Tomb of Sargeras, and then on to Argus, which I like.
Oh,
that'll be fun.
I'm so excited for that. Did you see Ian Hazzikostas' latest tweet? He said he wanted to call attention to Paul Cubitt's answer to a question that he did for, I don't remember the article, but the question was, do you have a time frame for 7.3? And he says, it's coming. We're focused on 7.2.5 right now. That's the main thing we want to talk about. But 7.3 is Argus, and it looms on the horizon.
Is that the word?
No, and apparently once somebody kills Jaden on your server, you can see Argus in the sky.
What?
Whoa!
Get out of here!
No,
get out of here.
I mean, I will if you want me to.
No, you can stay. You can stay. I'll leave. No, that's very cool. And there is a cutscene at the end of the Kill Jaden fight as well. So that just came out. That was just released on Wowhead or whatever.
I don't want to see that until I earn it.
Right.
I'll probably look at it after the show.
Yeah.
I know which way the wind is blowing, and I'm probably going to have to look at it after the show. So,
fair enough.
All right. Let's do a little bit of, well, we covered Overwatch, kind of. There's just a little bit that we need to cover, and let's do this one.
Blizzard games? That's so old school.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because there may be a new D.Va cinematic short coming soon. Like, real soon. Like,
yes.
End of the week soon, right?
Oh, CTM.
Is that
correct?
Is that it? What's going on, Giz?
Yeah, so Charlotte Chung, the voice actress for D.Va, kind of tweeted out a picture of her in this adorable Pachimari doll. Is that how you say it? Pachimari?
Yeah.
It's an onion with a smile face on it.
Right.
So, but she tweeted out a picture of her at Blizzard HQ, and it says Friday reveal sneak peeks all week. So people are thinking that it is going to be a D.Va short, which we haven't had a short since Sombra was announced at BlizzCon in 2016.
So it might not actually feature D.Va, but she might be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It could be. What do you guys think it would be about, though? What do you think this new short would be? Would it be something story-wise, or would it be something like new character-y, or I don't even know.
I think it would just be something story building, lore building, because they've talked about, them not wanting to release a lot of heroes necessarily, and Orisa still hasn't been out super long.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She did go live on Facebook with the Lucio voice actor as well shortly thereafter. I did not see it, but something's cooking.
Yeah, Johnny Cruz, that dude seems like a cool guy.
He's awesome.
He is a cool
Actually,
guy.
after seeing all those guys going around BlizzCon last year, like, and seeing all their different posts and everything that they did, that they were doing for the fans, and like super fan service, those guys.
Oh, yeah.
And they were having so much fun, and I just wanted to hang out with them like all weekend. I never saw one of them, but I wanted to hang out with them. Just from watching the tweets that were coming from everybody else, and watching all the videos and stuff like that, it was amazing. Those guys are so cool, like all of them.
I follow a lot of them on Instagram, and they seem especially active there. And they're just always hanging out, going like I think
together.
Symmetra and Mercy, I think, are in Australia right now for some reason, probably at some con. But they're going and doing stuff together. They're like rappelling off things together and like dancing and arm wrestling. It's just it's like the best thing as a fan to see voice actors do. It's just like you want to see them be their characters because it makes you happy.
Yep.
And they're just playing into that so hard.
Did you guys watch when they were playing their characters as their characters on Twitch?
No, I didn't get to see that.
So great.
McCree and Winston.
Yeah, and it was so great. And it was just like all the different little things in there, having all this back talk between the two of them. It's just, so fun.
Well, and they were using like the in-game chat. So every once in a while there'd be a guy that says, "You kind of sound like McCree, actually."
Nice. Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. So hopefully we'll see a new cinematic short coming this week. And until then, there's not much. Oh, no, there is something. The Horizon Lunar Colony map is now live.
Yes.
And I went and played it a little bit today. And it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. However, it's a little difficult, I think. Thorn, did you play this a little bit?
I did. I did a series of matches earlier this evening, specifically to try and end up in this. And honestly, I couldn't land this map at all. I had to go make a custom game just to get in here and poke around. So I didn't get the full experience, but I did get to actually walk around and experience a little bit without the danger of just dying outright.
Right. And
so I did get to see all the rooms, and it's quite the maze.
It's huge. It is huge. And then they have this low gravity area that's actually on the video right now. How timely. And where you can, jump up and kind of slow fall and all that kind of stuff. And it's really weird. You can actually get to Horizon by going into the brawls. If you go into the arcade mode, you'll have regular 6v6 on Horizon,
nice.
And you can play that map as much as you want. Very cool. They also have right now, they have a low gravity arcade mode as well, 6v6, and that is insane.
Where the whole thing is low grav?
Yeah, and it's just whatever map, doesn't matter. Just go and play this low grav game, and it's wild. It's a lot faster than you think. So, excuse my coughing.
It's a great map. It's two control points, so it's a little rough. Some of those rooms there's a lot of entrances and exits, some nooks and crannies. There's some high
and there's
ground.
A lot of open space too, which makes it tough. I mean, you've got some really large objects in the room, but these rooms are immense. These rooms are really big, and so lots of little places to duck and hide, but you can't stay there for too long, otherwise you're dead. And that final point. That final control, or that final, attack or defend point, is really wild because as a defender, all you can really do is stand on the point and try to knock everybody out.
Pretty open.
As an attacker, there are like 6 or 7 ways to get in there, and so you can come at all angles, and it's amazing. It's so much fun. But really had a good time in there. So I'm kind of looking forward to trying that out some more. So
What I don't understand is why you don't die when you go outside.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
What's
It
really-
makes sense
Talked
if you
about
don't
this.
think about it.
Okay, so what does happen when you go outside? All the sound goes away.
It's pretty
Like,
cool.
you don't hear
All the
gunshots?
sound,
So
no
you will
gunshots. You can't hear your CDs coming off. You can't hear anything. Like it's all
That-
very, very
Wow.
muffled
That's
and
cool.
muted.
That would freak me out.
It's cool.
Also, you can fall off that edge. So,
Oh.
but it's not gravity where if you jump in one direction, you're going to continue to go that way. You can steer yourself back
You can.
Yeah, little
in the air.
Gotcha.
invisible jet boosters.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. And
Okay.
the devs did explain the breathing thing, Giz. Okay, it's magic.
Oh, okay.
Magic.
It's
a wizard
magic.
did it.
Yeah.
How
Hey,
dare
hey,
I?
it's magic.
There's talking monkeys or gorillas in this universe.
Well, yeah,
So makes
Yeah.
sense.
exactly. All right.
The future.
Yes, but it's a very fun map, and I looked at it, and it will be available in competitive next week. I think they're giving a week to breathe so that they know if they need to make any changes or whatever. But yeah, it's all good. Now we will move on to, let's see, nothing in Hearthstone. Nothing in Hearthstone? Nothing in Hearthstone. All right. Then we will move to Heroes of the Storm.
Let's roll.
And I think it's going to be a short hero segment.
That it is. So they've been. Eh?
Go ahead.
Wha-
Go ahead.
Eh?
Go ahead.
Ah!
Go ahead.
I don't know what I'm doing. No.
Oh, God.
It's been busy in Heroes, but it hasn't been busy in Heroes. They've been busy doing other things. There haven't been any big announcements. But if you guys remember last week, they did their core concepts about team leveling. Well, this week is part 2. It's just getting a little bit more in depth to where they talk about soaking, power spikes, alternatives. If you're, behind in levels, what you can do to try and catch up. So, where last week was early game, mid game, late game, this kind of just goes a little bit more in depth on some of those aspects. So I definitely suggest checking these out again if you are just getting into Heroes or have any questions coming over from another MOBA. They are pretty darn neat, but no new hero leaks, nothing like that.
Aw. That's a bummer.
I guess actually, no, because that was last week too. Malthael was out last
Yeah.
week and
Yeah.
they released more skins. So.
Because I watched you open up Meowful. I
Yes,
was watching your stream when you opened it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I was
That
super
was
stoked
so
about that.
great. Congrats.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. And he's still playing good? Have they nerfed him yet?
No, I love him, and it's hilarious because a lot of people were still talking about how he was going to be underpowered, but he's just one of those heroes where I think people needed to figure out he's still never really going to be like a mainstay. He is going to be kind of niche, but I think he's more powerful than people were giving on. And my favorite thing about him is, so we're going to be doing our Hero of the Week on him this week in Lords of the Storm. And Multi, I have never heard him hate something from that game so passionately. Like
Can't
he
wait to hear that.
despises Malthael. And
So that's good. So we know
Yeah.
it's getting under people's skin. That's good. That's awesome.
yes, so
That's
it's
awesome.
it's a good time.
Awesome.
It's a
I'm looking
good
forward to
good
that.
time. Yeah. Yeah. And I am glad that they are coming out with more of these core concepts things all the time, and they seem to be ramping up, right? Seems to be like what is it, once a week, or is it every other week or something like that they're coming out with them?
With the core concepts,
Yeah.
I think it's about every week now. I don't think they've said that they're going to be doing
That's
them
great.
every week, but
That's great. And make sure people know how to play, because they're coming in for all the free loot. So
That's true. Yeah, like me.
right.
But if you just keep at it, it's like PvP and WoW. It's like if you just keep at it and you keep trying different heroes, eventually something will click and it'll be addictive. And then you can go from there.
I really like the game. I wish I had more time for it. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my biggest thing is like I have zero time for Heroes of the Storm right now. I have enough time to go get in and blow some people up as Junkrat or, something quick like that. Go and play Rocket League because it's stupid
Nice.
fun.
The perennial.
I love that game. I still love that game. All right. But you know, it's like Heroes is a little bit more involved. If you do it wrong, the community is not quite to League of Legends standards, where they will berate you until you can't see anymore. But it's close. It can be. It can be. If you're not a terrific player, you may get some guff. But and that's where I am. So that's where these videos come in handy.
Pat, I told you I was sorry for yelling at you. It's
right.
competitive.
Well,
Didn't mean to call you those
when
names.
when I played League of Legends, I was playing with Torage, our good buddy from Asparagus Initiative, and the last part of his name became the first part of his name because he was just all rage at that point playing with me. It was not good. He was like, I can't, why did you do the thing? I don't know what I'm doing. This is the second game I've played, dude, ever of this. And this was before Heroes came out. All right. Let's move back to Blizzard games and let's talk about Diablo.
Which doctor? This doctor.
And there is an announcement for the next thing. And Gizmo, you are very excited.
I am super stoked for this. So the Necromancer pack is coming out next week. I figured that was going to be something they would announce, like, and it would be a month or 2 months down the line. No, it is next week. It's going to be $15, which some people, I guess, are upset about. I was expecting it to be between 15 and 20. For me, it makes sense. A new hero when they're released in Heroes of the Storm is about $15.
Sure.
So this is more bang for your buck, I think, because it's a hero like in an actual game. But this is going to give you the Necromancer class, new legendary items, 2 additional stash tabs in character slots, the half-formed golem pet, wings of the Crypt Guardian, Necromancer banner, sigil and accent, portrait, and Bloodmaster pennant.
That's cool.
And that golem is nasty.
Oh,
no,
really?
the golem is awesome. He's like
nasty.
a brain who's bleeding.
He's like a
Is it this guy?
Spurting blood.
Spurting blood all over the place.
I don't think I'm pointing the right direction.
No, he's gross.
There he is.
But he's great.
Oh, the little brain guy behind you in the video? Yeah. Yep. That's gross.
But it is worth mentioning, this is about the equivalent of 1 WoW token right now. So
So you can pay for it that way, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Thorn and Thyst, do you guys play Diablo?
We haven't played since Overwatch came out, I think. Or
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. And
It's tough.
recently, we've lost a lot of not lost, but a lot of our raiders and guildmates have been playing Diablo, just like getting ready for it. And you know, it's been tough. It's hard when everybody's split up. I mean, I guess that's also a good problem to have because you're all still connected in the Blizzard universe. But
Yeah.
Sure.
but yeah, it's I tried the Necromancer at BlizzCon, and I just had so much fun exploding corpses that I think I'm gonna have to go back to that. It was ridiculously fun and gross, which is, you know, makes it way more fun.
Right. Yeah, I've done the seasons for a while, but I didn't do this last season, and I don't know exactly why. I think maybe it was the real life boss again, but you know, it is kind of one of those things. But the Necromancer does look cool. I did not play it at BlizzCon. I was going to, but then things.
Oh, yeah.
It's BlizzCon. Everything happens at once.
Yeah.
Thorn, have you played the Necromancer at all?
I have not. No, I'm looking forward to it, but I've seen some of the gameplay online. It looks really cool. I'm just honestly, whenever there's Diablo news, I'm just happy, and the community really comes alive. You know, either for or against. People are just stoked that there's something new for Diablo, and
sure,
you know, I love people like Riker will jump right all over that on stream, and you know, there's always new information to really dive into on this. Everything's so math based and on the back end of that, so I love listening to people try and figure that out on the builds and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
The build's always. I'm like, if I can survive, that's all I really care about. You know, as long as I'm good to go on the other side of it, I'm fine. I'm not at that level. I'm not at the. I don't do the ultra play on all that stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It is cool though.
Diablo's cool because it's kind of like so iconic that it seems like most of my friends who don't play Blizzard games play Diablo or have played Diablo. So when I say, "Oh, I'm just I'm going to BlizzCon," they're like, "Oh, I love Diablo. I used to play that all the time." So it's
it's definitely a recognizable game, and I think that now when I go out, Diablo has been replaced with Overwatch. So now everybody's like, "Oh, I play Overwatch or Hearthstone." One of those two.
Yeah. And that's just Blizzard being genius.
Right.
It's like how can we get people who don't play to play? Put it on the phone. Make an FPS.
That's right.
Just the other day, my Overwatch backpack got me talking with probably somebody he must have been like 12 years old in the grocery store line. He's like, "Hey, you play Overwatch?
Nice.
What's your main?"
Nice.
It's a great conversation.
Yeah, it got me talking to. I've gotten into several conversations around town because wearing an Overwatch sweatshirt or whatever. So yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool to watch everybody just kind of gravitate to it. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing to go, and that would be eSports.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Gizmo. We had a little HGC this weekend, right?
We did, and holy crap. It is the most insane Heroes tournament that we have had to date. So I talked last week about how group stages were going, and it was kind of crazy. It was an all EU finals. No Korea, no China, no West. It was EU, Fnatic versus Dignitas. And
matchup.
did I say that weird again?
Yeah.
Dignitas.
It's just
Why am I
Dignitas. Dignitas.
Dignitas last week.
Dignitas.
I don't.
It's two
You
words.
got through the whole episode so
I
far.
can't do that on a live show. It's just Dig.
Dig.
Fnatic versus Dig.
Versus Dig Dug.
Good. Gosh. But Dig had to work their way back up from the losers bracket. So Fnatic started with a 1 game
Dig
lead.
dug their way back up
They did. Dig dug. So they started with 1 game back.
Yeah.
And they took it all the way to game 6, which was technically game 7 because of that. And Fnatic was able to pull it out and win. But just for those of you that don't follow Heroes esports, or really esports in general, Korea dominates, especially in MOBAs. And they have dominated in Heroes up to this point, and EU finally has overtaken that, at least for this tournament. So it's going to be super exciting to see what happens at BlizzCon. But if you want to check out the craziest sets, watch the finals, and then also watch, I would suggest L5 versus, MVP Black was also insane. And that was that was what you would have expected the finals to be. And it was a match down on the losers bracket, which was nuts. But it was insane. So congrats to Fnatic. NA is still NA.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of screams going out on Twitter about HGC this weekend. So
Me too.
Yeah,
it was
mostly Gizmos.
yeah. Unfortunately, these were super early in the morning. So like Saturday and Sunday, like I just didn't go to bed because I started at like 1:30 or 2 a.m. And then Monday, all this stuff was happening while I was at work, which sucked. But I was able to watch the bots.
Good.
That's always nice. That is nice.
That's when you take a sick day. What are you doing?
I took 2 this week.
Oh.
For actually being sick or for game stuff? Because if it was for game stuff, it's totally, you'll pass by here, no problem. But if it was for actually being sick, that gets a boo. I don't have a boo on my sound bar.
Oh,
Gizmo
sucks.
It would be
It depends on who you're talking to. I wasn't feeling well, but I was feeling well enough to stream.
So, all right. So that makes sense. Okay, cool. Very cool. Awesome. Anything else as far as news or other things this week here, gang? because I think that pretty much does it for all the stuff that I saw. I know that HGG, which is the Hearthstone Global Games, those are going on for the next couple of weeks. They have all the different games going on. So, and then we'll get into there's going to be a playoff, right? So there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on with that. So, but the regular season, I think they have another couple of weeks. So, yeah, and that one's just kind of fun because it's people from the same country get together, form a team for Hearthstone, which is weird, and then they play against other countries, which is again kind of weird. It's the Olympics of Hearthstone. So make sure to check that stuff out too. All right. Well, if that is it, then I will play this music. Thorn, Thyst, thank you guys for joining us. We've enjoyed having you.
That's been how much?
It's been a good time.
Kids. Yeah.
Gizmo's a jerk, but everybody, that's okay.
The end. Gizmo's a jerk.
Yeah. That's right.
He's not. But yeah, we missed you guys. I mean, we got to meet you both at BlizzCon, and it was wonderful. And
yeah.
Pat, when I met you, you invited me to a party, and I was like, nice. What kind of party? You're like, the well-played party. I'm like, so there's lots of people coming. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's a party. It's a party. Yeah. By the way, speaking of which, make sure to look out for all the CTR party stuff for the Kickstarter. We are going to be doing a lot of streams in the next few weeks, so make sure to check it out. All right, now is the time on Sprockets when we talk about what's coming up and where people can find us. So, Thyst, we'll start with you. Where can people find you? What are you doing in the next little bit?
You mean like right after this show? Because I'm probably going to play some WoW. But no, you can find me on Twitter at Thyst03, and you can find the Lagging Balls podcast at laggingballs.com. Lagging Balls on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. Don't image search that if you type it into Google. But yeah, we do a show every week, and it's not as good as this one. It's
a fine show.
I mean, we make up for it with fart jokes and the like. So
sure. Why wouldn't you?
What?
So
I don't know how you do that on cue, Pat. That's amazing.
I know.
It's a talent.
It's a gift and a curse. But if you guys haven't checked out the Lagging Balls podcast, please do. Warning: it is explicit for those guys that are out there.
Yes. That
may be sensitive. So,
yeah.
So there.
But we're real nice, very positive.
Sure, absolutely.
We're just idiots.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Thorn, how about you? When does Lagging Balls normally come out, or when do you guys do the show?
We've been doing it roughly weekends recently. I think
we're
reevaluating the schedule at the moment.
We never miss a week though.
Right. It's a little difficult to ascertain that at the moment. So we make sure we get our most recent show out when the cacophony gets too loud on Twitter, and we're keeping people waiting. But cool. Yeah, I'm the lesser host on that show. You can find me online at Thornbrow. Thanks for putting that on the screen. That's really nice of you. Yeah. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Professionals here, guys.
No problem.
And then the rest at Lagging Balls, just like Fist mentioned.
Right on. And Gizmo, do you have anything special? Are you going to be quote unquote sick and streaming any time coming up?
Potentially. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. But tomorrow night, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Central, is Lords of the Storm. We will be going and covering some Althale. We'll be recapping the mid-season brawl, talking about all that good stuff. And then as well, I am actually streaming quite a bit nowadays. I haven't nailed out a specific schedule yet. So I'll let you guys know when that happens, but check that out. Everything is at Gizmo Zord. And of course, the podcast is at Lords of the Storm.
Yep. And just so you guys are aware, there is a new podcast out there. It's called Podcast Launchpad. It's by me, and I have launched it this week. And it's about podcasting. So you guys can go check that out at podcastlaunchpad.com. There's blogs. There's Facebook group. There's now there's a podcast for Podcast Launchpad, which sounds like I'm saying podcast way too much. And I probably am. But it
Hey, Pat,
Be subscribing.
thank you for working so hard on that and making it the catch-all for, I want to start a podcast. Where do I go?
well,
Now this is where you go.
I got
Yeah.
questions, so I came up with a solution, and I'm making it available to everyone for free. So go check it out. The quick start guide is over there. The podcast, the guide, all the things. Podcastlaunchpad.com. Boom. And with that, I'm going to bail out of this music, and I'm going to play that one.
Gonna bail out on it.
That's right. And I would like to invite all of you guys to feel free to join in the conversation that Gizmo's having with himself, apparently, as he dances to the music. But you can please join us. Email converttoraid@gmail.com. You can call and leave comments and questions on our raid line, 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. And make sure to join the Bazooba Nation by heading over to converttoraid.com, where we have downloads, Discord infos, videos, audios, guild stuffs, and more. And it's all over at converttoraid.com. We're also on the Eye of Tunes, which is now Apple Podcasts, YouTube, let's see, iHeartRadio, TuneIn. I don't know where we're at, but if you look us up on the internet, I'm sure that you'll find something that is most likely appropriate. Convert to Raid is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all our friends at the Signals Media All-Star Network at signalsmedia.com, and that's going to be it for the show. Thyst, Thorn, Gizmo, thank you guys for joining me, as always, and Twitch folk, thank you for creating your own conversation. It's been weird. I've been watching you guys throughout the show, and I don't know what you're doing, but it seems to be working for you, and that's good.
Sounds like some of our friends are here. Gets weird fast.
And thank you guys, no matter where you're listening to us. We really do appreciate you every single day. So thank you for joining us. And for all the guys on the show, we will see you next time. Until then, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.